And we are live. It is the Unapologetic Podcast, latest and entertainment and current events. I'm Sir Goodwood, and as always, I'm joined by the star of the show, the
Ah,
actress and the factual, Kimberly Smith. How are you tonight?
bless Black and highly favored. How about yourself?
I am the same. I am the
Amen.
same. I won't complain. I
Amen.
won't complain. Shout
Mhm.
out to the Arringtons for a great show last week, showcasing
Oh,
their
so good.
young love, newlywed love. Thank you all for
Black
joining.
young love.
Yes, black
Black
young
young
love,
love. Got to
yeah,
say that point.
full of
Yes.
God, and great communication. It was a fun time with the Arringtons. This week we are back live with entertainment, and you know what? Uh, the title of this show is "This Too Much" because it was
Oh,
just too much. Um, the world lost. Um, I don't know if we could say a legend or an icon, but
ooh,
we can
both.
definitely go with a special musical talent
Mm.
in Angelo. Was that yesterday or the day before?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, we
Yeah.
lost
Mhm.
D'Angelo. So rest in peace to the neo soul artist that we all have grown to love over the last 20, 30 years or so.
Mhm.
And
Started at 19.
yes,
Yeah.
it put a little sauce on it because we lost Angie, who he has a baby by
Mhm.
early this year, which
In
it
March.
you're right.
Mhm.
I remember us reporting on it, but I couldn't remember if it was in 2024 or not. But that was
No.
this year. So,
Mhm.
wow. Kim, what were your thoughts when you heard the news?
Honestly, just shocked. 51 years old. Seems so young, especially with people living to 105 and things these days. Had a silent battle with pancreatic cancer. Excuse me. Um, didn't Nobody knew. I think the last time we seen D'Angelo was when he popped up on Versus, right? Like everybody was like, "Oh my God, wow, where he's been," and to me, I feel like an icon, legend, or whatever. Like I don't know very many people that can kind of hold a candle to D'Angelo when it comes to the neo soul, writing, performing, all these things. Very heartbreaking for the son or whatever. I didn't realize he also has a daughter. She penned a beautiful message today, but just heartbreaking all the way around for the family. It's so funny. Like, how does it feel? Is usually everybody's go-to song, but maybe because like you couldn't really cuss when D'Angelo like was really out, and mine. That song would come on, you be like, oh, I'm just singing the song. Shit.
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
yeah, that one. So
I played that today.
yeah, just heartbreaking or whatever was really thrown. I was literally coming out of my attorney's office and it popped up on my phone and I was like, wait, what? Like was really really shocked. Like you said, we are truly really losing our legends. But I guess that's just time and that's what comes with it. But again, condolences to the family for especially son for losing his mom and his dad in the same year.
Yes, yes, that has to be tough. Rest in peace, D'Angelo. Your legacy lives on. Timeless music that you gave us over the years. It's just if you keep living, the people dying, dying
Yeah.
around you. And it's really no age limit on it because we have so many people who are 80s and 90s and
Yeah.
hundreds, and he was 51. Rest in peace. Diane Keaton was a surprise for the world as well, and I didn't know she had such an impact. We are a show that gives a perspective from Black culture, and
Hmm.
Diane Keaton was definitely on my timeline, Kim.
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. I love me some Diane Keaton, okay? My
Mhm,
favorite movie of all time with Diane Keaton is Family Stone. I know
mhm.
most people will say The Godfather and anything like that, but I love her in Family Stone. And just because I said so, two of my favorites. I took my mom to out to eat or whatever when I was in Carbondale this weekend. And another one that literally popped up on my phone as they were serving the breadsticks, and like literally was just shocked. Like, I understand she was 79, lived a beautiful, great life. Diane Keaton, one of the very first women to say, in her 20s and 30s when she was out in Hollywood, that she refused to get married, that she did not want to have kids at the time. She did end up turning around having kids in her 50s.
Mm.
But yeah, like an amazing talent. I do think that Diane Keaton is one of the ones that would technically be invited to the cookout, or whatever, with our terms. But another one that just kind of like took you off guard, wasn't really prepared for it or whatever. They said that she got sick very quickly, whatever it was. Unfortunately, 911 was called to the house. She was rushed to the hospital, and unfortunately, she did not make it. But again, condolences to her two children, and her friends and family that dealing with a loss this week.
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna go. Nobody's gonna know if I'm sick or anything. I'm just gonna be here today, gone tomorrow. So y'all better give me my funeral while I'm alive.
Lord.
Uh, Rest in peace to Diane Keaton. Sister Jean Smith, 105, 106 years old, passed on. She was a local legend,
Mm-hmm.
big Cubs fan. My Cubs lost this weekend,
I
but
know.
big Cubs fan, and just the not the mascot, but feel good for the
Mhm.
Loyola Ramblers, especially when they were winning in the
She was their clergy, right?
that what?
She was like their clergy, like she was
Yeah,
the yeah. Okay, got it. All right.
she
Yeah,
was something connected to Loyola. I think she might have even taught there or something too. So
yeah.
rest in peace to local legend, Sister Jean Dolores Schmidt, 106 years old. Wow.
Wow,
Yikes. And
wow.
rest in peace to Ike Turner as well.
I
Ike
turned.
Turner Jr. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he was 67. And to think,
Wow.
when he was 67 and, you know, that the movie, he was a kid and,
Yeah,
time is just something else. And so we just don't want to waste it. So rest
that
in
is
peace,
true.
Turner family. Tina's gone. Ike is gone. Now Ike Jr. is gone as
Was
well.
he the oldest son? Was he one of Tina's sons, or was he one of the kids that got dropped off?
I want to say that Ike Jr. was one of the kids that got dropped off by Lorraine.
Yeah. You want to be over here playing family?
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Lorraine dropped Ike Jr. off and never came back. Okay,
No, she did
we,
not.
we
You want
never
to know what's
saw
crazy?
Lorraine
You
again.
realize I've never. That's so crazy, but she never did pop back up in that movie, did she?
No, 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 no. No. Once she told Tina, she said, "You ain't even worth a bullet." Uh,
Damn.
yeah. So
Mm-mm.
rest in peace to all of them. And yeah, so let's get into something. We usually wait till later in the show to talk about reality TV, but it's so funny whenever I see these type of stories. I always think of the people that you like on
Uh huh.
reality TV versus the people that I like, and it
Yes.
seems like the people that you like are always catching the
No, no,
case.
no, no. First of all, I never Wendy. No, no, no. Wendy was not one of my friends. Karen, I am a Grand Dame fan.
But you like Wendy too.
No, it took me a very long time to come around to Wendy.
Yeah, I've
Like
never been
her
a
and that I'm a doctor. I'm a doc. That first season was
but
driving me.
that went out the window the second time, second season she was on. She turned into a sex symbol. Uh her second season, and now she's turned into a criminal.
Uh,
Uh she has resigned from Wesleyan University where she was a professor, and
mm-hmm.
she's no longer on TV. And the actual and factual, what are Wendy and what's his name? Crazy
Eddie,
Eddie? No,
Eddie,
what do they call him?
Happy Eddie,
Happy Eddie,
Happy Eddie.
who looks a mess in this photo. What did they do?
I was when I very, very first seen this, I thought it was a joke. I was like, there is no way that this is real. Like, no. And then TMZ posted it. And I was like, oh no, this is real. And unfortunately, it seems like they have been accused of insurance fraud.
Mm,
It says that they filed three different claims with three different insurance companies, totaling almost $450,000
mm,
for items that they claimed that were stolen in a robbery. Now, the insurance companies and the investigators are claiming that this was false, that they tracked items down, that they returned for full cash refunds, that the ring that Wendy claimed that was stolen, she wore in, I guess, one of her confessionals last season. And yeah, they've been arrested for fraud. I think this is idiotic if it's true. I think both of them knew better. I think it has nothing to do with the show. I think Eddie is the one that's in the worst trouble because he's an attorney. If he is convicted and he is charged, well, he was charged. If he is convicted, he will lose his law license. And then
mm,
on top of that, he is also in the cannabis business. And the reason that the cannabis business it was so hard to get into for Black people is because they put certain contingencies on it, right? And
mm,
one of the things is that you cannot have a felony on your record. So Eddie will not only lose his law license, he will also lose ownership in Happy Eddie. Now,
mm,
her, she won't. She still will be a doctor. She still has her degrees. Can she work as a professor? Absolutely. But she it's not like her degree gets taken if she gets, convicted of fraud. This
mhm.
was to me stupid as hell for both of them, yes, but even more ridiculous for Eddie.
Yeah. Like I said, not a fan. And let the laws of the land prevail. And her attitude on the show definitely does not help. And Giselle and the people, they're gonna tear her ass
Oh man.
when they
They pulled her wife swap episode.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they pulled
yeah,
her wife swap episode or whatever.
yeah.
I don't know. I've been watching it these last 2 weeks. I think it's terrible right now. I feel like they don't have anything to talk about. I feel like Karen is really truly missed. You can tell. The last two episodes have honestly just sucked.
Yeah, well, we just get started. We got to give them a few weeks. We got to give them a few.
No, like you supposed to grab me in the beginning. That's the point.
Yeah, I agree with that
Yeah,
too,
they
though.
supposed to. Yeah, like them just bullying Stacy. It just like it has no levity. Like it really is crying. We need ratings. It is. It's terrible.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's pray for those kids. They do have some kids over
They
there.
got three.
Uh, yeah, three kids. So we'll keep the kids in prayer. But if y'all out here committing insurance fraud, well, you got all that money already. It makes no sense.
Makes no sense at all.
Yeah. While Wendy and the Eddie are going to jail, somebody's going back to jail. Mr. Derrick Rose has been arrested after 145 days on the run, and you would think that after 145 days that they would just leave him alone, but they
Oh hell no! He was serving a 20-year sentence.
let's leave him alone. He ain't caused no problems. I know they were still looking for him,
Oh
but
hell yeah!
Mr. Groves in Atlanta. Somehow he got from New Orleans to Atlanta. I don't think Atlanta was the right place to go because it's Atlanta's Atlanta, and
Yeah.
but they say that he was dressing as a woman and he even had a job. I don't know if those stories were true or not,
Yeah.
but uh, they had a lady that looked just like him.
No, which is true. That one with the wig was hilarious, but no.
Yeah, yeah, and I did pick Derek to last the longest.
Oh really? Okay.
I did pick Derek to last the longest, but he is now in New Orleans police custody.
They said he got into an argument with his girlfriend,
So
and
that's the good. So that story is true.
that he
Oh
got in
wow.
that the neighbor they said called the police. So yeah, I don't. Now she's going. The sad part about this is the number of people that went to jail behind them all breaking out because they arrested everybody to help them. So
Mhm.
not only are those 10 back in jail, probably an additional 10 from the families and friends are also in jail.
Wow, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
again, like I said before, don't call me because baby, you call me when you get to my house, the PD will be outside.
Yeah, yeah. Don't call me. Don't come
Call me.
here.
Mm-mm.
I will move like I'm on power or something. We gonna have to meet Mary J. Blige and the cop. They was meeting at the River Walk in New
That's
York.
it.
We
That is,
we have to meet somewhere where we ain't
I
gonna
ain't
be.
gonna be able to do it because I'm telling you, as soon as they track my phone and say, "Hey, somebody call you," they'll be here in 15. You want to meet them outside? They'll be here in 15, baby. I don't look good in orange.
Yeah, both of us don't need to go to jail. You can go. You
Mm-mm.
can go back. Both of us don't need to
Yeah,
be there.
you can definitely go back. Go and serve that time. So I am pretty sure that he is in solitary confinement somewhere. I am pretty sure he will not be seeing the light of day anytime soon.
Yeah, especially not in the South. These people they need to realize that when you're in the South, it's a different set of rules for blacks down there.
Very much so. A lot of people don't know that still. They think
Yeah,
that, it's different.
yeah. Kendrick Lamar's not going to jail because
He's never going to jail.
a judge dismissed Drake's lawsuit against him for they are not like us. The actual and factual Kim Smith, tell us about this lawsuit that has been dismissed. I can think that it's just as silly as I could think.
You want to know what? Like when he originally filed, like I've been off Drake for a very, very long time. But yeah, like as soon as he filed this lawsuit, this just let me know that his white Jewish eye was definitely in him and his mama did raise him because who gets their ass whooped in a rap battle and then files a lawsuit? Like I couldn't. And all of these extras that people were saying, oh, people don't understand it's the system against him and shut up, okay, like nobody cares. He lost, he got his ass whooped, and at the end of the day, if anything Kendrick said was false, he could have sued him for slander and libel. He didn't. He sued the music company for promoting the song, okay. All of you talking heads that be out here just spitting what y'all call facts, or it's not true. He lost. His ego was hurt. He filed a lawsuit. The judge said, if you don't get the fuck out of my courtroom with this bullshit, and he dismissed it. So now Drake can go cry in the corner. He can leave Kendrick alone, and we can all move on.
Yeah, Ashante.
Extra light skin shit, sis. Yes,
Yes,
extra light skin.
yes, extra light skinned. I'm so glad I'm dark, but and she said we'll never see Derek Groves again. He
That
you
now that is true. Now, look, I don't want to look. His family do need to continue to check on him. Now, I agree with that because
yeah,
he doesn't embarrass the folks down there in the country, and they do not take kindly to us embarrassing them at all. So I do need his family to keep checking in on him to make sure he's breathing.
yeah.
Because yeah,
So but like Derek Groves, I think Drake is on a thin line as well from just kind of canceling himself, doing the stupid stuff that he's doing, and getting losing the rap battle, and Nicki Minaj is out here acting crazy as well. It's something. The Drake Nicki. Y'all not looking good out here in these streets. Y'all
they
are not
need
looking good.
to put the drugs down.
Yikes.
Okay.
Yikes. But speaking of just a feel good story that just really makes me happy. Alongside performing at the Victoria's Secrets fashion show that's coming up,
Tonight.
Miss that's tonight. Oh, okay. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to take a look at it, I guess, or watch the highlights most likely. But
That's
get
fine.
your get your freak on. Rolling Stones greatest song of the 21st century. Who would have thought uh back then my Missy Elliott, my cancer
Mm-hmm.
sister would get the number one song. Looking at this list that of the top 10, I
Mm.
must say that I would have to go and get your freak on as far as just being something that's catchy, something that makes you dance, it's up tempo. Uh
Mm-hmm.
have some lines on there that you can remember. Video was different. What were your thoughts when you saw that this is a number one song?
I instantly thought of you, thought how excited that you would be to report on this story, and instantly thought that I am so happy that Missy is getting her flowers while she's here. Like
Yes,
seriously, Walk of
yes,
Fame, and all of the above. It seems like all of her accolades are coming back to back to back, and it's well deserved.
yes, yes.
Yes.
So we'll check her out on the Victoria's Secret fashion show. And Angel Reese
Oh
is.
yes, they was pissed.
They were pissed about Angel.
Yes, they were so mad that Angel, was gonna be in the show. I'm like, y'all, the season is over. Leave the girl alone.
And she's constantly told them that, hey, that the WNBA is not my money maker, so they
That is true.
definitely need to leave her alone.
Yes.
Kind of said they should have picked "She's a Bitch."
Uh, that's a
Well,
good one. That's
I
a good one.
love that song, and video was hot too. That should be number two.
Oh, that should be number 2. Mm-hmm.
That should be number two. We staying with the throwback, even though Missy is current. Versus is coming back with Cash Money versus No Limit Records. Kim, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with Master P now. I'm gonna be a No Limit soldier that night.
Okay, 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 okay.
I've had this conversation with a couple people, and they keep trying to throw Cash Money down my throat, and I am not going. Like, I am standing with Master P and them. I'm sorry. Who you got?
You know what? I have to go with Cash Money because of Lil Wayne. I
Mm,
was more of a Cash Money fan, and my longtime friends, they thought that they were actually Cash Money millionaires back then. You know, so I'm definitely Cash Money. But
mm,
the city of New Orleans wins. I think that we all win. It was a
mhm.
different. It was a switch in
Yes.
the kind of music that No Limit was first, then Cash Money came, but I
Mhm.
mean No Limit, they got some hits too.
Every week,
I
every week. Like, we were talking about this. Like, No Limit Records was the first people to literally have an artist drop every Friday.
yeah,
Remember, it would be Mia, Silk the Shocker,
yeah,
Seamer. Like, everybody had a Friday that
yeah,
they came out. There was never music. Right, like if you knew dang on well that somebody was dropping on that Friday.
yes,
So
yes.
yeah,
So live on Instagram, we got Acronism. Follow Acronism if you are on Instagram. Make sure you follow him. He's a talented young man and does some great things in the neighborhood. We are live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Follow us and support us and share and like on all social media and podcast platforms. The prodigal son, Josh, live in the DMV. We'll see you real soon. He says Cash Money Records all day.
oh
Manny Fresh.
no,
Manny Fresh is the X factor. Akron is
oh
saying
wow.
no limit. So, like I said, well, Silk the Shocker is the first offbeat rapper. Yeah, a lot of the stuff they be talking about, they be talking about now. Silk the Shocker started all of that.
Really?
So,
I didn't think that for real. That's a thing. Now I
oh
gotta go
yeah.
back and listen.
Yeah, and I think, and you know what? I know it's gonna be a great party out there in Vegas for this because
Oh man,
I
yes,
think that if we weren't going elsewhere, we
yes.
definitely could have been in the building Las Vegas for this. There's no losers here. I mean,
It's
it's
true.
really no loser, and yeah, so I'm
Yeah,
looking
I
forward to
don't know.
this.
See, but this is my question: who shows up for each side? Like Manny Fresh, of course, right? Who's gonna be No Limits DJ? I don't know. But who actually shows up artist wise?
I think that all of them should be able to show up. Ain't too much doing too
See,
much
Murder
these
is in
days.
jail.
Well, make him go via satellite. Monica,
Mystical
check
is
him
in
out.
jail.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait a minute, didn't Mia X pass away, or did I make that
No,
up?
no, Mia's still here.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. My
Mia's
bad.
still here.
My bad. My bad. I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel like somebody, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have Manny, you'll
Yeah.
have what's the other one's name? What's the one that was married to Tony Braxton?
Oh,
Uh
Birdman.
Birdman, Manny, maybe you get Lil Wayne, BG, um you got Master P, Mia X, Silk the Shocker. The heavy hitters are still there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still rocking with No Limit.
Yeah, they say Fiend. I remember Fiend. They say
Now
Snoop
who
was
is
in
that?
Fiend was one of the people in No Limit. Yeah,
Oh,
it's gonna be a good
I
show.
gotta
It's
do
gonna
some
be a good
Googles.
show.
Now, how we gonna do this? This is on Saturday. Look,
Yeah, we gonna have to work something out
we
there
have
with
to
that.
work something out so we can get some of
Yeah,
this in.
yeah.
Okay.
They talk about Kane and Abel to y'all showing y'all age, Josh and Hunter. Y'all showing y'all age with this.
Oh, Little Romeo, right? Right? Well, Romeo.
No, no, he was a
Yeah.
little kid. He was a little
Well,
kid.
no, but I can see him coming out. I can see him
He might.
representing.
He might.
Yeah.
And speaking of showing our age, 20-year reunion for Danity Kane. And Danity Kane said we're gonna take advantage of the fact that Diddy is in jail and go ahead
Wow.
and go on tour and make a little cash before Diddy try to come
Well,
and stop
they
everything.
got 3 years. I think they're good. I
Because
think they're good.
we know they would not be able to do anything if he was not in jail, and that money low right now, so he gonna have to let them be. I know that. I know he is pissed
Who do you
off
think is
at them.
missing out of the picture?
Is Don Aubrey? It was four of them, right? It's
Yeah.
probably that damn Aubrey O'Day.
Mm. I was thinking the other black girl. What was her name?
I don't know.
It was Don and I thought she was from here too. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Oh Lord, I was not really a Danny Kane fan like that. But I mean, shout
yeah.
out to them. Going to make
Akron,
some coins.
Akron is saying that they were whack and who's showing up to their concert, but believe it or not, they had a big following.
I was gonna say they have a cult following.
I was watching something, and Danity Kane was they were popular, more popular than
Yeah.
what we could probably allude to.
They
So
were right up there with the Pussycat Dolls, low key. They was right. They was right under them. They came out about the same time. They was popping. You got to
they
give it.
they might be above the Pussycat Dolls. They
No,
might
I
be
don't know
above.
about that. I don't know
They
about
might
above.
have more hits than the Pussycat Dolls. The Pussycat Dolls were good, but
Yeah,
then Kane, they had a lot of crossover. They was able to get the white girls and the black girls.
yeah,
Where the
which is
Pussycat
very true.
Dolls, I don't know. And Nicole, she left them so quick. Yeah.
She said, "I got some other things to do over here."
Yeah, Josh is saying that they should travel with that they should tour with Day 26. I think that's a
Now
good
that
idea.
makes so much sense,
Yeah,
right?
maybe Day 26 are open for them.
Oh, but Don does not get along with. Is it Woody? No, right? Whoever she dates.
All from Day 26.
Right. Yeah, yeah. He has some very strong allegations against her. So I don't think
Mm.
that can happen. Yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah.
Call it the Bad Boy and Bad Gals tour. I don't think so. Diddy not gonna have you can't use it.
No, you better leave that bad out of it. I might get a
Leave
seat.
that name alone. The name
Yeah,
stays.
get a Q. Thank you, sis. Yeah, Q and Don used to date, and Q has very serious allegations against Don.
But isn't Q at 112?
No, Q is in Day 26.
It's a Q at 112 and Day 26.
Oh, I didn't even think of that, but I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is this story true, Kim? Cardi
No.
B? Why do you tell me to take it out? You like to do me like
Because
this.
it tickles me what people want to be true. You know what I mean? It's so insane. So they are still currently in the middle of fighting with their divorce or whatever. He was actually on Keke Palmer's talk show and said that they are hoping to wrap it up soon. But no, I think a lot of people seen this and just wanted it to be true or whatever. At the end of the day, you do not have to split your assets 70-30 just because you had a baby with another man. I know that certain men read this and was like, that's what that heifer get, that's what that hoe get. But yeah, no, that's not how this works. Because if you could, adultery, of course, if you have a prenup that's written in there, that is definitely something that could, sway sides or whatever. But unfortunately, it just seems like it still is the tax issue that they're fighting over. I respect to understand her not wanting to pay his taxes. Maybe I respect to understand him. Maybe he thinks that like the money that they made together should go towards that. But, hopefully they come to, some type of amicable, place. So, because the end of the day, a lot of people, laugh at it, but the only people that get rich in these type of things are lawyers.
Mhm.
Like, point
Mhm.
blank, period. Like, if you know anything about the law and you know anything about how this type of things works, they will let this run out for the next 5 or 10 years because it's called billable hours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I think Cardi should just give him the money. You got
Why?
all that money. Just give him the money. You messed up, and he messed up. You got all
Okay.
this money. Just give it to him. I mean, you are just really making him look bad in these streets by messing with a NFL
What?
player and getting pregnant by him, and you're married. Just give him the money. Just give him the money and leave him
Ooh,
on with
wee.
your life. Why not keep fighting? And shout out to Cardi for her comical apology to Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj coming back. They really hate each other. It's sad, but it is
No,
definitely
Nikki
good TV.
really hates her.
I'm talking about Nicki Minaj and
I know,
Cardi.
that's what I said. Nikki
Oh
really
yeah,
hates her.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. And but while Cardi B and Offset are fighting over divorce, we talked about I'm not even gonna go here again because we talked, but Akon wife, after 29 years, she wrong. But we could just go to Amy and TJ.
But
Amy and
you
TJ
wanna
get
well,
paid.
why would she be wrong?
29 years. I mean, ain't nothing he could have done. I mean, 29 years.
So she should just shut up and be quiet. Is it one
Just
of
shut
those
up and be
situations?
quiet and enjoy, because Akon got a lot of money and a lot of land. Just sat down somewhere and shut up. But then you already know she got her a new man and she got her a young man too.
I bet she do. I
But after all the controversy, 3 years later, TJ finally proposes to Amy. I can even see Amy proposing to TJ after both of them left their wives and their husbands. And then the husband and wife, their exes got together. Are they still together, Kim?
from the streets, they still together.
Wow.
That's going to be funny, but could this end any other way? Right? Like it was that big of a scandal. It was that big of like a uproar. They both got fired. They spouses, you got together, all of that. Could he not marry her?
Well, I mean, might as well.
That's what
Might
I'm
as well.
saying. Like
Yeah.
if you do all of this, you gotta marry her. Like, I mean, I don't know,
But
but
I don't recommend marriage for anybody anymore. Just
okay.
stay
Well,
single and collect your own money and be independent because marriage only works out for the woman. There's really no benefits for the
but we were
man.
just excited about the Offset story that he potentially could have got 70% of Cardi's money, but it's
That's
always
what I'm
about
saying.
the woman.
The benefit is after. And luckily, she got more money for him, but he the one look like a damn fool.
Yeah, well, she do have more money than him.
Yeah, so just
Yeah,
give up the money.
yeah. No.
Your boy Derek Jackson is single. Now I vaguely remember that story, so we're gonna go to the actual and the factual. Kiss good to brief us on what happened back in the day with Derek Jackson.
Well, this Derek Jackson, he was one of the people on the internet telling women what they should and shouldn't do and what should happen when it comes to men and women and things like that. And he held his wife to a certain regard because like she was supposed to be this reserved and quiet woman, and she was church going. She stood in his background and took care of the kids and things like that. But then, yeah, come to find out, as after he's preaching all of this, that he was actually cheating on this so-called perfect wife that was doing everything for him, and he made her get on Beyonce's internet in a bonnet, okay, in a bonnet,
Yes.
sitting next
Yes.
to him, talking about how that she forgave him and this, that, and the third, or whatever, and then ended up leaving her anyway for the other girl. So he leaves her for this other woman, and then come to find out that the other woman had another man the entire time. So then he wants to then get back on Beyonce's internet, crying, talking about how, he shouldn't have left, and, you got to really know people, and you got to, nigga, shut up. Shut
Yes.
up.
Yes.
Shut up.
Yes. Live on Instagram, Aiken222. Welcome to the show. She says that TJ is a clown, and I guess Derek Jackson is a clown too. And she said that he met his match, he met
Yeah.
his match. But when it comes to cheating, I just don't see where people get the time, where's the time? I guess I just account for time too much. I'm like, okay, it shouldn't take you this long to get back from this grocery store. So what do you do?
I mean, very much, very, very true. Like, I don't understand. I can barely live this one life I got. I don't understand how people have double lives. Like, I'm struggling with the 24 hours I currently have. So
I feel like in order for something like this to happen, both people have to cheat. Both people have to be cheating in order for this to be pulled off. I don't get it.
I don't understand. But yeah, Derek Jackson needs to go sit down somewhere and get off the internet, wanting us to feel bad for him that he got cheated on by the woman that he cheated on his wife with. We don't care. Take us out the group chat. We do not care.
Yes.
We don't care.
And while we're on the subject of clowns, Nakia, Stephen A. Smith.
This one.
You try to give people a pass because they black. We talk about the award shows and stuff. We vote for everybody that's black. But
shout out Issa Rae.
We cannot vote for Stephen A. Smith anymore. I mean, he is just really showing his ass. He wants to think he's going to be president. But what you're not going to do, sir, is talk about Jasmine Crockett.
That
part. You have crossed the line completely. And people think just because they loud that they right. Just because you loud don't mean that you're not moving me. You're not going to get me to vote for you and agree with you just because you loud. And so Plies had to get him together. But as Charlemagne would say, Stephen A. Smith, you are the donkey of the day. You never played any professional sports. All you are is loud. And now you're not. We're not playing with Jasmine Crockett. We're not.
It is just so sad when especially a black man feels like that they have to jump up and call her ghetto and unreserved, and she shouldn't be talking street, and all of these things. And I'm just like, who called you and told you we needed a statement from you? Like, what person in the black delegation said, hey, maybe we should call Stephen A. Smith to see what he thinks about Jasmine Crockett? Nigga, nobody called you and nobody asked for your fucked up opinion. If you don't like Jasmine Crockett, hit mute, turn the channel. But for you to get on your platform and criticize this educated lawyer, be very clear, because that is what she is. She is not a talking head. She is an educated attorney. And you think she talked to street and ghetto and she needs to clean it up? Go to hell.
Yeah. You're trash, Mr. Smith. You're trash. I stopped liking you a long time ago, and you are really putting an exclamation point on it. Going back just a little bit, because I missed this as we're live on Instagram as well. Josh has said, hey, women cheat on the girls' trips. So I I feel some type of way about these girls trips now. It's all
I personally feel like that, men should seek therapy if this is their thought process. I know plenty. I have been going on girls trips since I was 25, and I have never cheated on my partner just because I
what
was on.
about your friends? What about your friends?
And none of my friends have ever cheated on their partner just because we was on the girls trip.
And
I
what
don't
about
understand.
have
I
they
don't
hooked up? Have they
understand it.
hooked up with somebody on the trip?
Absolutely not. Ever. And we have been everywhere. Never. I have never been in a resort and ran across a man so fine that I was like, ooh, I gotta do him today. What? Nigga, I don't know you. And AIDS exists. Like, yeah, the people that get bust down on trips are men in Colombia that are bringing the AIDS virus back over to black women. But that's another conversation.
Donna's Peach live on Instagram. She says that Jasmine Crockett is the places his hairline has never. I wish you could have said it on Facebook so I could have put it on the screen.
Oh
And,
my God.
Josh,
That
he said
part.
that Jasmine Crockett is so small and so pretty, and she smells so good. Don, Don
Amen.
is saying that she cheated on her diet on the girls' trip. That's about it.
I mean, that part, I do not understand this theory. Again, like I said, y'all setting up watching the Instagram models and OnlyFans models following their lives, thinking that all women accumulate and act like them, and it's just not true. Period. Point blank.
Yeah,
Real quick before we move off of Stephen A. Smith, did you see Serena's husband come on and
yes, yes.
he said, you better watch who you talking to. I know
Yeah.
that's right. I
Got
know
him,
that is how you
got him
support your woman.
right together. Now, I don't completely disagree with Stephen A. on that, but I do think that it's silly, to say that Serena crip walking at the Super Bowl, she shouldn't be thinking about Drake and dancing and stuff like
Oh
that. It
God,
was
boy.
all in fun, and if you give me a chance to make a Super Bowl halftime appearance, I'm going to. So I don't give a
Again, like I said last week, this theory that people do not like to get back is bullshit. Any person given the opportunity to get back somebody that they think wronged them, they will do it 8 times out of 10.
yeah.
So I want this whole like, oh, I'm so above it. I don't care. Stop it. Stop it.
Before we move on to the orange clown and the government being shut down, I want to address a comment on Instagram by Aiken222. She said that she does not agree with the cheating on the girls' trip. Of course, you don't. But she said she just did a girls' trip. She said, no more for me. She's just going on trips with my man. And I must say, the older I get,
Mm-hmm.
we definitely don't even call them guys' trips no more.
What you
But
call it?
I do prefer to travel with my wife than
Mm-hmm.
not with my wife. It's just certain things that she makes things easier for me traveling versus traveling with just the guys.
Of course, because I'm assuming she's making the reservations. She's making sure that you have everything that you need. Of course, it's easier to travel with your wife.
Yeah,
Yeah, that wasn't breaking news.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
most men would say that they would rather travel with a woman because we do everything.
Yeah,
All you have to do is get in the shower and get dressed. Everything else is already done.
yeah, yeah.
But since I would tell you to travel with a different girl group or whatever, you can't travel with everybody. I thank God that I have settled on the women that I am going to walk through the rest of this life with because we are excellent on girls' trips. Everybody comes back friends. We leave friends. We all of the above. So there is hope out there. You just got to find the right group of women.
Yeah, yeah. And you have to find the right group of guys as well. That especially now as we're older, it's traveling with certain people. Josh is saying he likes to travel by himself. And
Well,
now you do have a point.
men
I do.
can do that more comfortably than women. I don't know if y'all heard about woman in Africa that was kidnapped. So
Mm.
I don't get me wrong, there are some safe countries that they say black women can travel to alone, but there's not very many. So I don't think men think of that or whatever when they think of solo travel. It's not a lot of things that we can unfortunately get up and do without the fear of something happening.
Yeah, yeah. Nakia likes to cuddle at night, so she don't want no strange man in your bed. Shout out to you, Nakia, for not messing around with those strange Jamaican men. When y'all
Oh my God, where are y'all getting this madness from?
these
It is
strange Jamaican men, when y'all go on the girls' trips and y'all float all on those little wooden rafts and
oh the
people
wood raft rocks. The wood
the men rubbing all on you. I'm glad you don't take them home, Nakia. I'm
And
glad you
first,
don't.
and be very, very clear with the rule. We did that in Jamaica. They only do your legs unless you pay for more. So, like, if you pay for a full body massage or whatever, that is the only way they'll touch you in that way. But I mean, hey, if you want to do that, that's totally up to you.
And
But
that's why I don't send money. That's what I'm like. Can you send me a few dollars? Hell no. You
what?
know, when
Oh Lord, have mercy. But
I went to
just
sit,
do
I
your
went
legs.
to Chris Brown, and they're like, "Can you go pay for me to say, hell, I'm not about to pay for you to let Chris Brown feel all on you and take you back to the hotel. I'm not paying for all that."
Okay,
Jaquetta,
that's
one
extra.
of our favorites, she said, "Girls trip all day. We made a promise 12 years ago, and we don't miss a beat." I guess they
I
go on a
love
girls
it.
trip every year, and her niece is taking several solo international trips. And I
Good.
well, we get way off topic here, but thank you all for supporting and joining in tonight. I said I got to send this show out. I sent the show out to people in my DMs today because I'm not all
Yeah.
in the studio trying to fondle with this and fondle with that. So shout out to you all. I went on a solo trip. I was in San Antonio and I was lonely. Now I was okay in the hotel.
Right.
I was okay in the hotel chilling,
Uh
but
huh.
going out to dinner by myself and exploring the town by myself, I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, now
yeah.
don't get me wrong. Like I've had to travel for work by myself or whatever, and I don't think it's anything wrong with it. Like, but I'm a reader. I'm an avid reader. I love to read. So
Mhm.
me, I will catch a seat on the side, bring me my food. I'll throw open my book, so that lets you know I do not want to talk. Okay,
Mhm.
I don't want to
Mhm.
talk to you, so please do
Yeah,
not come up to me asking me questions. So I think it's a difference. I can do it or whatever. Doesn't bother me at all.
yeah. Uh, Very good point. And then we'll move on. You do everything, meaning the woman does everything, and we pay for everything. That's another
That's a
that
good
I
trade.
will say. I
Great
will say
trade.
I do save money on a guy's trip, or a solo trip. You got to take other people. Be like, all right, now, why you got to order all this shit?
Oh
Uh,
my goodness. So instead of your $25 burger, you got to pay 50 for two. Oh my God. The travesty.
no, it's just I'm just not gonna eat. That's how I do that.
Oh my, it's a vacation. First of all, men, if you want to be cheap, take the heifer to all inclusive. Okay. It's already
Oh, okay.
paid for. It's
Yeah,
already paid for.
I'm only paying for one meal.
Oh boy.
Uh, Trump, already the leader in government days shut down, is back at it. The museum is closed. Kim and I are pissed because we have a trip to DC coming up and we want to go to the doggone
So
museum. And it
bad.
probably won't be open in time. I know so many people who have been affected and laid off and not
Yeah.
being paid during this time. So I hope that all goes well and we get some resolution real soon, because it is definitely affecting a lot of people. But yeah, government shut down, and it's just terrible, Kim. Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I think we are on day 16, day 15 or 16. Very unfortunate. It does not seem like this is going to come to an end anytime soon. I'm hoping that it does. Of course, the message is that this is the Democrats' fault. I think that if you have eyes and ears, you know that that's just not true. But that is the message that is being pushed. Heartbroken for all the people that are losing their jobs. Heartbroken for all the people that literally, do not know how they're going to feed their children and their family. It seems like the air traffic controllers put out a statement either yesterday or today saying that they got partial payment. But if this doesn't, basically fix itself, that they will not be getting paid on the 28th, which is the end of the month, which is also rent, mortgage, all of the above. So I really, unfortunately, think this is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. And personally, yes, I am pissed because the African American Museum was literally the top thing on my list for next week when we get to DC. So
Yeah.
I'm livid or whatever that I'm going to go all the way to DC and not going to get to do anything that I want to do.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Josh is saying that he's affected by this government shutdown.
Oh my
So we
goodness.
definitely praying for you, Josh, and hopefully there's a resolution to this. And I'm not throwing any jabs here, but if Jaquetta is still watching, I know I have to ask for the Trump supporters that we know, and it's a whole lot of them. Not saying that
Mhm.
anybody here is a Trump supporter. We do know that Ian Chappelle is a Trump supporter. uh, are the people, from what you're hearing, Kim, are they starting to be like, you know what? I think I might have cast the wrong vote.
Honestly, I think a little bit the tide is turning or whatever. I think the government shutdown is big, but I really think it's the him nationalizing, federalizing the National Guard as well. I think a lot of people are being taken back, like, wait a minute, like this can like happen in my city and things like that on top of the shutdown. I think if you're not already feeling it in your pockets that it's coming soon, and people might not outly admit it, but I think a lot of people are sitting back thinking, but wait a minute, I didn't think it was going to be me. And I think that we've talked about that a lot. Like, I think a lot of people thought when they were voting for Trump that all of these problems that he was going to fix or solve were other people's problems, right? The immigration, all of this, like, oh, this isn't going to touch me. Like, it has nothing to do with me, not realizing that he was literally going to come in with a wrecking ball and start wrecking everyone's lives. So, I mean, what they say, you get what you asked for.
Doctor said they're not, and they are holding strong, and that he's baffled. So, Josh, you know what? You were so kind to us when you came to Chicago. We'll take care of the bill in DC.
We will definitely take care of the bill in DC.
We'll take care of the bill in DC.
Pick a good restaurant too, Josh. We got
Yeah,
you.
pick a good one. Pick a good one. And shout out to John Legend. I'm not a big fan of his, but shout out to his sarcasm. When he spoke
Nobody
about,
got that he was being sarcastic.
oh yeah, yeah, it's like he was talking about Trump winning being nominated or
Yes.
getting the Nobel Peace Prize, and he said, well, maybe he would stop doing what he's doing with the immigrants. But it's just the craziest thing to me is somebody who is when it comes to Israel and the Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
You go over there, you so-called put together this package to get the people back in this ceasefire. You're trying to get peace in Israel. You're trying to get peace in Ukraine, but you're causing all these problems in America.
And the word on the street is that plan is actually Biden's plan for peace. And that they literally, I guess he invited them to Mar-a-Lago right before the election and said, hey, don't sign this with him. We'll use it, for our benefit later. And they agreed.
Yeah.
And now all he's doing is signing Biden's peace agreement into law. Like, he's the epitome of, we had a class project, it's due on Monday. We ain't seen your ass in a week and a half, and you show up and say, yo, where do I sign my name? Like, he is that tenfold. Like, it is
Absolutely.
insane.
Absolutely. Josh, you could do a little better than the Cheesecake Factory, even though I love
Hell no.
love the chicken tenders at the Cheesecake
We're not
Factory.
going to the Cheesecake Factory.
I went to the Cheesecake Factory in Vegas, and I did go by myself, and it was so good too. And I had to, ain't no damn microwaves in the hotel. I had to leave my food there. I was mad.
It's a new thing, but you know what? If you would have went downstairs, I guarantee you they would have had one on the side somewhere.
Oh, okay.
So they
Okay.
don't put them in each room now, but they like will have them in them like side conference rooms and stuff that you can use.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the Texas National Guard being here in Illinois and what's happening with that while we're on the subject.
Yeah, so the Texas National Guard was, I think it was like 200 National Guardsmen was deployed to here in Chicago with the Illinois National Guard. They got here, but I think they got to the ICE facility one day, and then a temporary order was put into place, basically banning them for 2 weeks, which is right into effect now. So that order will go back up. I think they have like another week. And I personally think it'll be, stamped and approved. And so I don't think that they will show back up. But all of this was the play and the plan from the beginning. He's bullying sanctuary cities. He's bullying governors and mayors that don't agree with his politics or policies. And JD Vance has made it very clear that that's what they were going to do and keep doing. And we know Pritzker is a no nonsense, type of person. Johnson, even though they don't really seem to get along, have gotten down together and said that like we're not going to let this ride. Shout out to Kwame Raoul for writing a beautiful motion and complaint and getting this pushed through. I only seen it seems like after the National Guard left is when like the officers and the protesters start getting into it more. I don't really understand what was happening. I wasn't here this weekend, so I didn't really get to watch the news on it. But as of right now, they're not here. We'll see if this order stands next week. And, I think if he can't get him in this way, he'll find another way to get him in some way.
Yeah, I always make fun of people and I say, y'all voted for him. And they were like, no, I ain't vote for him, but somebody voted for him. I don't know
somebody for everybody that didn't vote for him. Who the hell voted for him then? I'm confused.
Somebody, and people get pissed at me when I say them like, well, you may not have somebody did. Speaking of while we in politics, Kamala Harris is going around town on a book tour. And she been acting up. How has she been acting up? She said, these mother lovers are crazy. She told the other girl, she said, you're probably one of the people who tell people not to vote. I said, you go here, Kamala, as they call you.
You want to know what? You pay for a ticket to get into this event to be thrown out. Why, Sway? Like, I don't know how many times she has to yell at these people, I'm not your president. Like, she made a very valid point to the very first person that did it. She was just like, I'm so confused. He was right down the street last week, but y'all weren't in there doing it to him. Like, but y'all think y'all going to disrupt my book tour with this crazy shit? She didn't win. Okay. And again, I will not say that I understand the history. I won't understand Gaza and all of that. I promise you I don't. But y'all showing up at these events screaming at her about God, like, what are we doing? Like, what is the point? Like, it makes no relevant sense at all. Like, you just want a moment. You just want to put it online because everybody always has their phone out. You just want to make a moment out of trying to embarrass Kamala. Like, stop it.
Yeah. So shout out to Kamala for acting a fool with the people.
She said, these motherfuckers are crazy. I'm like, you cuss, like what?
Hey, she said, I don't have no political job right now. I don't have to be politically correct. They already bashing her for the book and all that stuff. So hey, go ahead. She ain't got to work another day in her life. So she
really don't. I don't think she's done with politics. Don't get me wrong, but like I think right now she's just sitting back and doing what she wants to do. And the fact that she can look up and say these motherfuckers are crazy with a straight face, put a smile on my face.
We know we don't want the lady. Real quick, Josh, especially if you're listening to us live on Instagram. We know we don't want Arancha Sanchez Vicario from New York, but do we want Gavin?
You mean AOC? That is not her name. It's Alexandria Cortez.
Arancha Sanchez Vicario. She's an old tennis player, so that's her name. I think about her. But are we going Gavin Newsom or are we going JB Pritzker? Who we going for?
Ooh, okay.
for the
Um,
Democratic nominee for president
you know
2020.
what? I'm gonna stick close to home, and I'm gonna go with JB. Like, I've
Mhm.
seen what JB has done in the state of Illinois. I see that, he literally a little bit. I mean, all politicians are cricket, but whatever, he kind of stands for what he speaks on. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Gavin Newsom is great. I think Gavin Newsom is going to have a chance, but Gavin Newsom got some personal things in his background. I don't know. Friends sleeping with wives, cheating. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get it. I understand you're not supposed to be like, you're not supposed to care that, somebody was cheating on their wife. It's not a thing, right? Like, now, if his wife was cheating on him, golden ticket, right? Because, like, he's handsome, he's this, and like, oh my God, she cheated on him. Then he would literally get the win without even having to try. But it's the opposite. But
Mhm.
society tells you you're not supposed to demonize powerful men for cheating on their wives. So he'll be fine.
Josh is saying, Gavin, I feel like JB has to lose some weight because
Yeah.
the people don't like fat people.
Yeah. JB Pritzner, he doesn't have the look.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he doesn't have the look.
Uh, Gavin is going to win. JB would be the better president. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay. Cool.
Okay, go ahead, Josh. While we're here in Illinois, we're going to go right to the Shy. The Shy will end after season 8. I have never watched one episode of the Shy. I'm not going to say why, but I hear that it's a very good show, and 8 seasons is long these days.
Mhm.
What you a fan, Kim?
I stopped watching it after Keisha came home from being kidnapped, so I haven't seen it since then. I've heard that it has picked back up. Shout out to Lena Waithe for making something here in the city, employing Black people, employing Black actors. So I'll never take that away from her. I'm not really a
Absolutely.
fan of hers, but everything must come to an end. I'm hoping that it's ending on a high. Like I said, I haven't watched it a year, so I couldn't say. The last time I watched it, I was at the beauty shop, and my hairdresser said that she loved it. So I mean, clearly somebody's still watching it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lynn Whitfield. She always can get her
Yes.
job.
Shout out to Lynn.
She could get her a job. And I know that this is crushing for you, Kim. The
Oh
Palmatory Hyde Park is closing its doors at the end of the year. How did you take that news?
man, you know what? This was really heartbreaking. I actually know the manager. We actually went to school together, so like that was actually where I seen it first. I seen it on his page. Heartbreaking. We've literally been going to the promontory since it very first opened. Like, we used to go to the restaurants that opened up at the bottom. A lot of people just think of the promontory and they think of upstairs or things like that, but when that space first opened, it was a full restaurant downstairs. Then they had the space upstairs. That one closed. Then another one opened up and came in for a while. Just a beautiful space in Hyde Park, right there on 53rd. So this is kind of heartbreaking. From my understanding, somebody else has already bought it. It's supposed to be some type of barbecue place. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I heard. But I'm hoping it doesn't sit empty for long, because I feel like it is a great space. Me and you got to be on that stage one time. That's where we got to
I
interview
didn't even
Whitney.
think about that.
Yeah. So not only, have we been there to enjoy, we've actually been there in the capacity with Unapologetic Podcast. Not once, but twice. Shout out to Mitch for the opportunity. But yeah, heartbreaking, very sad, but I guess it's not doing great. I'm not for sure.
I'm glad you said that, Kim. Shout out to your good memory because I said I've seen Kindred the Family Soul there, I've seen Tweet there, I've seen
Mhm.
C. Winans, but hey, you put my name on the credits too as a performer.
Hey, I mean, we definitely made the promontory stage. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool. So yeah, that's sad to hear here in the Hyde Park area. Very nice venue, and have brought some nice artists and nice shows there. So whoever takes over, hopefully they keep the live shows
Which is
going
true. Yeah.
because they do have the stage and the equipment for that. Kim, as we move on, some quick hits. Trey Reed. I remember we reported that Colin Kaepernick was paying for a second autopsy, and it looks like that second autopsy gave a different version of the first, which was suicide. Huh?
Well, so I do want to say that this headline is a bit misleading. News One did put out an article yesterday saying that that second autopsy has not came back as of yet. We're still waiting for a conclusion. So I do understand that this is what the narrative has started, which could be completely true. Don't get me wrong, but the autopsy itself has not produced these facts yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the latest in the LSU star who
Oh,
lost his life in the car crash? Well, I guess that happened in Baton Rouge as well. What's the
Kyron
latest
Lacy.
on that?
Yeah. So Kyron Lacey's attorney and family are standing by the video that they produced a couple weeks ago, showing now don't get me wrong, like again, a lot of people know that I work in law. A lot of people don't know that I work in PI. So a lot of these type of cases or whatever, I review footage, I read transcripts, things like that. And just watching the video, it really does not make much sense to me how this was able to get as far as it did, with him being charged, with him losing his scholarship, with him being disinvited to the draft, and then this video coming out so much later. It clearly shows in the video that the crash happened, and then literally more than 20 to 30 seconds later, you see his vehicle. I think a lot of this, and this is what the police are standing by, that like a lot of this came out of witness statements. Let me be very clear about something. I don't know if a lot of people know what a deposition is and how tiring they can be. And you can spin a narrative that you want someone to say out of a police report, out of a deposition, things like that. And to me, the entire case just seems sad. Unfortunately, it seems like he took his life literally the day before the trial was about to start. He was being charged with I don't know if it was second degree or manslaughter, vehicular manslaughter, because an elderly man died in this crash, and that's what he was being charged with. But another woman hit him, but she claims that Kyron Lacey's car was the reason that she hit the man, because he was weaving in and out of traffic. Even if he was weaving in and out of traffic from the video, there would have been no reason for her to slam on brakes or turn as abruptly as she did to hit the other man, because he was all the way down the street. So to me, unfortunately, it seems like that this young man was railroaded. It seems like that they realized who he was, after everything was going, because the police could have came out and said, hey, it's not what it seems. We know we got witness statements, but they kept it going. Like, they found more witnesses. They had tailored statements and things like that. So I personally think that once they realized that this young man was on his way somewhere, that they made it their business to making sure that he did not get there. So this is just honestly a tragic story all the way around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully everything works out for this young man
For
moving
his family.
and his family moving forward.
Condolences to his family.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Allen Iverson in the news lately for good reasons. So I want to talk about this feel good story. He has been sober for 6 months, and he said he's never felt better. So shout out to AI, basketball legend, and one of the greatest of all time, for his sobriety. And it looks like there is this true, because they put a lot of stuff out here about a new original series.
No,
So
it's true. His book
okay.
just came out, and then the series comes out next week. Amazing, beautiful interview that he did on the Breakfast Club last week. If you get a chance to watch it, yeah,
Breakfast Club?
Yeah, he did the Breakfast Club last week. It was so good. Yeah, it was so good. So he was on there for I think his interview was like an hour or so. So had a very good conversation about friendship, about telling people no for the first time. That was, a very interesting concept that he kind of went into, where basically, of course, like, he's been taking care of everybody all his life, right? And then one of his therapists was just like, just try something, just tell someone, just tell people no, just one time and see, how they act or whatever. And he said that that's kind of the first time that his eyes were opened up to see that, that he don't want to say that people were using him, but people expected him to do things because he was him.
Yeah, and shout out to that therapist, and shout out to him for if he followed through with that, because
Yeah.
people have to they got to get on board with that. You're not obligated to anything just because somebody has more money than you.
Yeah.
You know, and definitely feel like you don't have to work. If I win $1 billion, Kim, yes, you can quit your job.
Thank you.
But if I don't tell you that, then you take your ass to work. You know,
So
everybody,
I don't get the notification that I need to continue to get up Monday through
right,
Friday.
take
Understood.
your ass to work. I mean, it's serious. That's just it. And you
That's
can't be
it.
like, good. Well, you want $1 billion, and you're not helping. Well, man, you're not. Everybody can't. Everybody can't get it.
Everybody can't come.
Yeah, and
Everybody can't come. That's it.
everybody
That's
knows
all.
that. But yeah, and I will be watching this Prime. I think I do have Prime somewhere in this house. I think that it popped up one day. Oh, that was Netflix. I was looking for the fight, and I was looking for somewhere to watch the fight, and the damn
Uh-huh.
fight was right here in my damn house. I was like, oh wow.
Everything is right there in your house. I don't understand why you just don't have the children come down and set you up with everything. I don't get it.
I just don't want to get caught up in all that stuff.
Oh, what
Too,
stuff?
too much technology. It's just too much.
It's
I
not too
get
much
over
technology.
I'm noticing how I get overwhelmed now. Uh,
No,
I can't feel
it is very easy to. It's too many apps, right?
it's too
Like
much.
it's way too many apps. Like you really do. You have to Google what you want to watch and then go watch here, and then it'll give you a list of where it is.
Yeah, it's way too much.
Yeah.
Um, yes, I have a story, but I just cannot tell it. Um, Shout out to Home Depot. They
Yes.
are offering free training and certificates in HVAC, carpentry, electrical, and construction trades. We have talked to several people, and most recently, I remember talking to Coach Stella
Hmm.
about young people going into trades instead of going to college and stuff like that. So definitely take advantage of this if you can and if you will. And just remember that regardless if you go to college or if you go to a trade, you got to do the work. You
Yes.
have to show up and you have to do the work. And so take advantage of it and show up, be present, and do the work, and make some use of some free training that you don't have to pay for.
I
I'm
mean,
definitely giving this out to a lot of people. And moving forward, I love that's why I love doing this show because even though I can be a bit of a bull when it
uh-huh.
comes to my opinion and the way life should go, and
Hmm.
this changed my perspective. And I'm going to explain why. Pope
Okay.
Leo, right here in Chicago, someone who says I'm against abortion but says I'm in favor of the death penalty is not really pro life. And I said, you know what? That
Wow.
is the truth.
A bar. It is.
That is the truth. Uh,
Hmm.
and so
But
now the
I think the first thing that we have to like dig down into is that pro-lifers are not worried about the actual fetus or about the baby. They're worried about the autonomy of women's bodies. Like they don't want women to have access to certain things. They don't want women to be able to determine that they want to do this with their body. And that's how the whole movement started. So I read this and was like why is this not on the shirt? Like why has no one put it this simple for all of this time.
Yeah, I think that's political though.
I
What
don't
you
think
said,
so.
it could be a bit political. I feel like when I just think of abortion, I actually I want women to be healthy and be able to
Hmm.
make choices. When it comes to their body and living and dying. I don't think
Right.
that this might be kind of harsh to say, but you know if a woman is going to be near death, because of having a baby, and
Hmm.
she should be able to choose her life, you know.
Absolutely.
Um, and so I feel, but I'm not a fan of abortion, but I do feel like you should kind of have your choice. I guess I am more on the side of pro life, where I would say, you know, if I had to choose, I would get rid of the death penalty, um, and allow babies to be born. But this was hard, so that's why I say if I had to choose, I would choose pro life for babies, not at the expense of a woman, but that means that I would have to get rid of the death penalty. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand exactly what you're saying. And the thing is, again, I go back to his point. Like, it
Yeah,
has nothing to do with the actual fetus, it's
yeah,
the autonomy over women's bodies. Like, the death penalty has been around for
yeah.
heinous crimes, right? An eye for an eye, whatever, what have you. A lot of states have abolished it, totally understandable, whatever. I think a lot of people are against the death penalty until it happens to someone in your family, right?
Mhm,
A lot of things do not connect with people until it becomes personal.
mhm,
So I think when people read this, they can go, damn, like, oh, wow, because it's more on a personal note. But
mhm.
again, like I said, I think this is the most rational way to explain pro life as I've ever read.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This was good. This was
Yeah.
good. And the death penalty, I don't know. I was a fan of the death penalty. I feel like if you kill somebody, we don't need to. If you know premeditate, if it's
Hmm.
premeditated, you kill somebody, you carry it out. I feel like it's zero reason for you to live any longer.
Hmm.
But this hit home. This hit home. So I don't know. I know they make a lot of money, and that's what it is too. You make a lot of money off of murderers and people like that.
Well,
I
they
ain't
make a lot of money off the prison system, period.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go to Kim's corner. Man, we have when I saw this story, I really hope it's not true. I don't think we have any way to prove if it's true or not. But a woman sent back $2,000, an early gift of some sort, because she knows her worth. Kim, are you sending the $2,000 back?
No. Yeah, no. I'm going to spend it. Now, whether me and you, stay together, stay talking, whatever we're doing, that's totally, up to debate. But I'm keeping the money.
Your worth. So I mean, everybody is going to put an astronomical price tag on their life.
Hmm.
Of course, you feel like you're more than $2,000. I feel like my life is more than $2,000. So
Hmm.
for a woman to say this because she knows her worth, what does she mean by that?
Now, when I originally read this story, like you said, don't know if it's actually true. Could literally be clickbait or whatever. I honestly thought, I'm like, this baby is too young to acknowledge or understand that this man is sending her what he can, I thought of the scenario that she might have been with, another type of man that could spend numerous amounts of money on her without even trying to think about it, and she thought this was like a downgrade or something like that.
Okay.
I thought, a lot of those things or whatever, but that comes with dating, that comes with being young, that comes with you thinking that, your friend might be out here getting a Birkin bag, but you only got a Dooney and Burke. You know what I mean? So, again, like I said, this is a young woman's thought. I'm not a young woman. So you send me $2,000, I don't give a shit what it's for. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it and I'm spending it. Period, point blank. I don't give a damn about work or nothing like that. You send me it, something hit my Zelle, I'm spending it.
And I would just love to know how he feels, to send this, because it seems the way from what I read, it seems like they had been dating or knowing each
A
other,
couple months,
relationship.
yeah, yeah,
So for I'm pretty sure he spent a couple of dollars during this time. How much he's been spending, we talk a lot about men leading with money and things like
yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But to get that cancel uh, or get it returned to you, I wonder how did that make him feel? It's just
I mean,
like,
I'm assuming that it made him feel very shitty. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, it's a shitty thing to do or whatever. But like, the only thing that I respect out of it is that she didn't keep it and then like taunt him about it. You know what I mean? Like, if
yeah.
she thinks that she's more than this, or like she didn't, because from when I originally read it, it was supposed to be for her birthday or whatever. Like, this happened for her birthday, that he sent her this $2,000 or whatever like that. I don't know. Maybe she asked for more or something, and he only could send her the 2,000, and so she got upset. I don't know,
But
but
this is the first installment. This says early birthday gift. So this
right.
was the first installment of
So
birthday.
maybe she thought that was supposed. Maybe he was like, oh, my Cash App limit, I don't know, is only $2,000, so I'll send you this now and send you more later. And she was just like, nah. Like, again, like I said, this is a juvenile story.
I think that would be the absolute last time I interacted with her. I don't think there's anything else left to say
Agreed.
after you said me $2,000.
No, I agree.
I don't care how much. I don't care how much money I have. I don't care how much money I have given you in the past.
Yeah.
You sent me $2,000. You sent me $500. You sent me any amount of money back.
Yeah. That's the last conversation.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chris Brown.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Chris Brown.
That's true. I get it.
The audacity of some of these women
I
these
mean, like
days.
I said, again, this is that is a young woman. You cannot tell me anything differently.
So I specifically thought about you
Okay.
when I was reading this story, and because I wanted your opinion, and
Mm-hmm.
I can see this happening in real life. Even
Yeah.
if the story
This did
was
happen in real life.
okay, well that's what I'm saying. Even if this story was made up or
Mm-mm.
exaggerated, it
Uh-huh.
is this is an everyday life story. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so, do you want to explain the situation?
Yes. So a woman and a man were together, and they had a child, a
Mhm.
son. But he actually cheated on her and got another woman pregnant, and they had a daughter. And
Mhm.
so the son and the daughter, in the ghetto, we call those Irish twins. But they call
The
them.
widow.
I mean, the ghetto, they call them Irish twins. So the kids were very close in age because he cheated on her. So him and her ended up breaking up, and he ends up marrying the woman that he cheated on her with. Okay. And
Mhm.
so just so happened, because they stay close into proximity, the little girl and the little boy actually go to school together. Okay. And so the woman has made it very clear that she doesn't, like, she has never met the daughter, she doesn't interact with the daughter, she doesn't anything or whatever, because they do share custody. So he gets to interact with his sister when he's with his father, right?
Mhm.
So one day she gets a call from the school, and they tell her that her son is still at the school, that nobody has picked him up yet. And
Mhm.
so she explains to the school that she is like, 10 minutes out. She's on her way. She apologizes because she doesn't know where her husband is, or what, well, excuse me, the child's father is, or whatever, and that she would be there to pick up the son. So she gets to the school to pick up the son. And as her and the son turn to leave, the teacher from the office grabs her and says, "Hey, the little girl is here too." And so she goes, "That has nothing to do with me." So the teacher goes, "Well, you're down on the list as somebody that can pick her up." And so she goes, "I don't know why I would be on this list to pick this little girl up. I don't know this little girl. I'm not taking her." And so the teacher can clearly see that it's not a great situation. So she says, okay, and she leaves with just her son. So maybe, I guess, like 30 something minutes later, her ex boyfriend calls her, pissed at her, snapping on her, asking her why didn't she pick up the little girl. And so she goes, "Why the fuck would I pick up the little girl? That's not my child." And so she goes, "Why also am I on the list to pick her up? I never agreed to that. I don't know that little girl. I don't know your wife. Like, what is going on?" Long story short, come to find out that the wife was out of town and running late to get back, and he was at work and did not want to leave. So instead of him calling her, he assumed, because he has set it up that way, that when the teacher came out and told her, "Hey, you're also on the list to pick up the little girl," that she would just take the little girl home, and then he would get to finish working and then come pick the kids up whenever he wanted.
So we're going to give you, myself, and the people a moment to digest this story, this real life story, this real reality TV type
Mm, mm,
story. From the previous story, Sean is saying, bottom line, she didn't like him. She used the worth as an easy letdown. Glad she gave it back. I
agreed.
see a lot of validity
Agreed.
in that. And Josh is saying, I'm not mad at the woman for this, and I get her sentiment. So shout out to you for knowing your worth or getting rid of them, because that you would have definitely got rid of me, getting my money back. Uh,
Mm,
Kim,
yeah.
you're a woman.
Yeah.
This is Kim's corner.
Yeah.
We know what Jesus would do. What would the actual and factual Kim Smith do?
I'm leaving that little girl right at the school. I'm leaving her right at the school. Yep, I sure am. This is the epitome of who the fuck do you think you playing with? This is the epitome of who in the fuck do you think I am? This is the epitome of, did you really think that you was gonna go have a baby with another bitch, marry her, leave me, and then I was going to step in any capacity to help you with this child? I do not understand the thought process of some men. I cannot understand why he thought that this was going to be okay. Like, this just made no sense to me at all. And then the audacity to call her, screaming at her, saying, "Why didn't you pick up my daughter?" Keyword, your daughter. I'm baffled. No. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit how it looks. I don't give a shit, how whatever who thinks of whatever. I'm leaving her right at that school.
So even with your son saying, "Oh, my sister, get my
You will see her
sister."
tomorrow. You will see her tomorrow.
I get
What
a
about
lot of
you?
I get a lot of this when it comes to real life situations. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people, they like to say, "Oh, be a man, you a man, you a man, you a man, be a man." Well, I'm gonna be a woman today. Uh, so the little girl stays at the school.
Hey,
In the words of Mariah Carey, I don't know her,
I don't know her. I
and
don't know
I
her.
don't give a damn about that little girl. First of all, you had a baby with this woman. You
Yes.
know how she gonna react.
Come
Okay, you
on.
already know that it's a wrap.
Yes. You
Kasana's
had a baby and married her, not me.
right.
Don't forget the
It's a
kids
wrap.
the same age.
So please stop. You know she not getting the baby. No need to call and go off and all that. No. Josh is with me. He said, I'm Lee. He said, no, he says he with me. He with Kim too. He says, I'm with Kim. He said, I'm glad you have my child in the same school as your side bitch baby. It's
But that's the thing. He made the side bitch the wife. Like, that's
yeah,
the thing that I mean, not only is insult to injury that you were literally cheating on me while I was pregnant, but then you literally had the audacity to marry her. Like,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
absolutely not.
yeah.
No.
No. That child stays there. I don't give a damn when I never one thing about me is
Uh-huh.
that when it's over, it's over. You
Mm.
know, I'm invisible, you're invisible. That's family and friends, you know. I'm not getting no baby, you know. So right, and Kasana says, so who's the side bitch now? You know.
I
So
mean, technically, it's like what he wanted, which most men try this, not all, but I have seen men try to do this. They try to sister wife the baby mamas.
mhm,
Like, they try to sister wife the baby mamas because it's easier for them, right? So, like,
mhm,
if they need to get up and go, whatever, they can drop all the kids off to this one, they can drop
mhm,
all the kids off to that one, or
mhm.
whatever. But yeah, no, absolutely not. Like, it's not happening. No.
I have a friend, and
Uh-huh.
she did that. She would her her daughter
Uh-huh.
and her daughter's sister are
Uh-huh.
the same age, and she would go get the other girl, and so make sure they're sisters. They need to have a relationship. Shit, not me.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, he's the father. So she's not keeping him away from his child. So he's interacting with his sister because his father is making them interact. It's not her responsibility to do that.
Right,
And
right.
I get, don't get me wrong, I get what Kasana's saying, like, get the baby, it's not the baby fault. I promise you, I understand that. But you have to look at the way he did it. He just signed her up on the list and didn't
Right,
even tell her.
right,
Like, how do
right.
you think the school is looking at her? Now she looks like a complete, bitch because the teacher is telling her, well, you got to take her. And she like, I'm not taking that little girl. How do you think the school is looking at her now? Because they like, dang, she just left the girl here. They didn't even tell me I was on this list.
Yeah. Jaquetta on Instagram has said, when it's over, it's over. Okay. It's over. Call your mama, call somebody else. Then you about to take your kid to McDonald's. You got to spend everything. McDonald's is $10 now. You got to spend an extra $10 on this kid. You got to look in the child face. That was the reason that you and him broke up. I'll
I'm
pass.
not going. I mean, Kasana
Yeah.
also made a point. She said, I think the baby mama should get along. The men are the ones who be lying, which is true. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at that philosophy. I promise you I'm not. But I just personally think I understood her plight because it was the way that he tried to do it. So you wanted to finish, you wanted to make money, right? More than likely, I'm fighting you for child support or some stuff, stupid shit like that, right? But you don't call, you at work. So not only have you left my son, because don't forget the school called her. So you ain't even called me to tell me that you can't get your ass off work to go get my son. So the school got to call me to tell me my son is up here late. And then I get there and it's not one, but two of your children up here stranded. Boy, go to hell.
Yeah. Kim, we usually go this way, but I'm
We
with
right
you.
here with that one.
I do agree with you, Kasana. I don't have the McDonald's app. I'm not real good with all that stuff, so I'm not going to get the discount. The issues with the men and not the kids. I agree. So let the man get the kids together. So leave work early, do what you got to do. You could have called, you could have left work early, called the mom and say, you know what, I get them because I got to go up here and get so and so anyway.
Right. But
Uh,
it's the audacity for you calling,
yeah,
screaming at me,
yeah,
talking about why did you leave my daughter?
yeah,
What?
yeah.
What?
It's a hard. Uh,
It's a
she
hard
said
hell
well,
no
she
for
might
me.
need that. She might need that grace one day to get her kid. Leave my kid there.
No, no, no.
I
Yeah, I'm agreed. Leave my kid there.
leave my kid
Don't pick
there.
up my
I'm
child.
pretty sure she don't want her son around that lady any damn
Yeah,
way.
no, no, no. Leave my baby right on there. Let me tell you something. I will figure it out. If I
Yeah,
can't get there, somebody that I trust with him was gonna get there.
yeah. Well, hell, call the police. Shit.
Not the police.
Yeah,
Damn.
take it to the police station. That's what you go with the police. And you
Right.
ain't coming to me. You definitely ain't coming to my house. They one of my friends, she could stand when her stepkid would come over because stepkid would always go back and report what's going on in the
Oh.
house.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah. People better get their kids together. We didn't touch on this story or whatever, but I don't even want to touch on it. We'll do it next week or whatever about the 5-year-old little girl in Ohio. Please know the kids you raising. That's it.
Right,
That's all. Yeah.
right.
That was
Yeah.
tragic. Yeah.
Um I put this in for Kim's Corner because a lot of women that I talk to that are dating, and you think that okay, we're 40, you probably got a kid somewhere. Hell, you might even have a grandkid these days. Um, but a lot of women that are dating are meeting single men that are child free, that have zero interest in having kids. And we're talking about late 40s, 50s, that have zero interest in having kids and zero interest in getting married.
Mm-hmm.
This is growing demographic in the US on choosing peace. And I've kind of, changed my perspective on it. Peaches can tell you. I used to tell her back in the day, Stephanie and I were together
Mm-hmm.
when Peaches and I were neighbors in DeKalb. Say, when you gonna settle
Oh
down and get married? And she's so damn crazy. She was on Facebook and Cassandra. As usual.
wow.
So,
Okay.
and I would say, "Will you go get married and have you a kid and all that? You go settle down." And now it's just like the marriage is the woman. I love my wife and my children, but yeah.
Uh-huh.
So what are your thoughts on men choosing peace and Cassandra said they're choosing a piece of the
Dick.
egg emoji.
Dick. I said you can't. It's fine. I mean, I think if this is a valid, true statement, I think it's great for them. I don't think that everything that society has pushed on us is for everybody, right? So, like men, feel like that, all they are worthy of is protecting and providing, and certain men don't want that responsibility. And if they know that before they, rope in a woman or start a family or whatever, what have you, start having kids, then good for them. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. Like, if you know for a fact the only person you want to be responsible for is you, then do that.
Would you consider it selfish?
No, that is so crazy that you said that. So, I'm literally, I was coming back, from Carbondale this weekend, so I was getting a Uber from Amtrak, and this guy walked up. Clearly, the baby is in his 20s. And I literally just look at him and I said, "Sweetie, I'm old." Like, I didn't have it in me. I just like, I'm old or whatever. And so he was like, "No, you not." I was like, "Yes, I am. I'm old or whatever." And so then the next thing out of his statement, he was like, "What? You got kids my age or whatever? Like, that's why you don't want to talk to me?" And I literally looked at him. I said, "I don't have any children." And the little nigga looks at me and says, "What about your blessings?" And I literally looked at him and I was just like, "Oh, it's the nerve." But again, like you cannot, like you can't tell somebody that they're missing something that they don't want for themselves. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't an incident, it wasn't an accident. Like it was something that I decided in my early 20s that I knew that I did not want, and I have stood firm with it right on up until now. So it's not something that like in my like first of all, God don't punish like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that that's not how our God works. So this whole theory that they're missing out on their blessings or whatever to me is asinine. Like how do we know that if they did have children that they would be good fathers? Because they have said from the beginning that fatherhood is something that they never wanted.
You know, Kim, I agree with you.
Ah,
I agree with.
what?
Uh,
Back to
I,
that?
hold on, slow down, slow
Okay,
down.
I got excited.
I'm about to get you. Don't
Oh,
worry. I'm about to
uh-huh.
get. And Cassandra says a man who has chosen peace is a valuable man. You know,
Amen.
and just like and we've talked about it several times too. A woman, a female, choosing peace, and
Yes,
a bad marriage is worse than being single.
absolutely.
That. Um, so but I do think that you know being in love and being with that person who can be your peace, and I do think that man and woman were meant to be together, not in a bad relationship or a violent relationship, but if you find the right person to fall in love with, it is peaceful. um and I think that that's very important. I don't When you saying being single, you know does that mean you being, now I'm going biblical on you, does that mean you're not having sex? Um
I think we
also.
need to. I think we also need to take the sex and marriage and biblical all that out. Like not. I'm not being facetious or anything like that at all. But like most most people in the DMs are married men. Like we like people do not hold. We've talked about this before. Marriage is not held to the same standard as it once was. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I don't think that what these men are saying like they only want to be single. I think everybody wants a partner, right? I think everybody wants somebody that you can walk through life with. Like I'm not saying but what I'm saying is that if you are choosing peace over bringing all the chaos or whatever in it, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, man or woman.
Yeah, I agree with that part of it. But I like I
I'm trying
said,
to say you ain't making no sense.
you said I ain't making no sense. I agree with what you're saying, but I do feel I know that when my wife and I are together and we're communicating and we're laughing and we're having fun,
Mm-hmm.
peaceful, that is peace. And
Yeah.
I say we're traveling together, and she's doing this and I'm doing this. That is a form of peace for me. I'm gonna go here, and hopefully, uh, I'm gonna go here.
Okay.
But I do think that uh, a woman who is capable of having children, I think that that is kind of selfish to not to say that I don't want kids. Now, I do understand that, marriage first, absolutely. I do understand, you know, being with, somebody who is going to be a good father. But if women don't reproduce, then, where's mankind? And even thinking about, generations and bloodline and legacy. I do think that that can, be kind of selfish. Now, I don't know your situation. I'm not talking about you in particular, but I'm just saying I think that when women say that they don't want to have kids, it does kind of rub me the wrong way. Before you respond to that, men are wising up. Josh says, "Don't get married if you are certain cloth of man. Marriage is not for you. You stand to lose way more than you gain. It's not selfish. It's self-preservation. Do you know how hard it is to have a kid? I do. I definitely understand. You know, I thank God all the time that Rue was able to have children, and she's alive and healthy, and these kids are alive and healthy. But I also see why these men are saying, "Hey, I want to be single and child free," because these damn teenagers are working my nerve.
I just want to touch on something real quick. I just want to be clear. So, for women to be single and child free is selfish, but for men to be single and child free is accepted.
Is that called a double standard, Kim?
Oh wow! Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was understanding correctly. I just wanted to make sure I
But
was
life is not fair.
interpreting the information correctly.
Life is not fair.
Is that what it is? Is that right?
Yeah, life is not fair.
Oh, life is not fair. Got it. Okay.
But I mean, we can't have babies. We're not seahorses. Right? Go ahead, Josh. Josh, I got you on that one, right? We are not
Uh-huh.
seahorses. We
Okay.
can't. We cannot physically have a
Got it.
baby as
Okay.
much as
Uh-huh.
some Americans are trying to
I
make it.
mean, one, all I'm gonna say is under his eye, and if you get it, you get it.
Mhm.
Okay. If you don't know what that means, Google it, and the show that references will pop right up because that's what Goodwin sounds like right now, under his eye. Let me explain something. Women deciding is, I think Kasana said, it's self-preservation, choosing themselves or anything like that. I get it's foreign to men, right? Because we are born, bred, and raised to serve you, right? So we should definitely put our
You going too
uh,
far.
no. We biblical, right? We biblical. So if we biblical, let's be clear, right? We are raised, born, and bred to serve you, right? And so how dare us have the contention to have the thought that we do not want to serve a man in the capacity of giving him a child? How dare? Blessed be the fruit. You
No,
better
and it's not.
get it.
No, no, no,
No,
no, no.
no, no,
It's
no,
not.
no, no, no. Wait a minute, we gave you, but
Okay,
I'm just saying
okay.
we stand biblical, so I just want to make sure we on the same frequency. So it is a shame. It is we are turning away our blessings or whatever when we don't want to lay down and birth your children. But if you decide as a man to decide that I don't want any responsibility for myself, that is great. I'm
That is
calling
not what I'm
bullshit.
saying.
That is
No.
exactly what you
Kim,
said. I am
Kim,
calling bullshit, and I
Kim,
am
that's
saying
why I
this
say
again.
you
No, no, no.
always gotta do this.
I am literally repeating to you what you just said to
No,
me. That is
that's not what I
exactly
mean.
what you said.
That's not what I mean.
Exactly what you said. So again, I'm going to state exactly as I said before. I do not think that there is anything wrong with an adult, man, woman, or otherwise, deciding to choose themselves. And I want to also be very, very clear. This theory that women are just out here carefree, just doing nothing if we don't have kids is total BS. And I am going to talk personally about me, because no, I do not have children, but I have been raising children since I was 14. I do not have children, but I support children every day. I wish my check was mine. I wish that I could go out and gallivant down Michigan Avenue as much as I wanted to, but I cannot. So this theory that just because something did not pop out of you does not make you a mother, to me, is bullshit.
I, look, I'm not against what you're saying. I'm just saying
Uh-huh.
that women, you have that's a special gift and connection from God that you have to be able to get pregnant, and that those 10 months or what have you with a kid is
Uh-huh.
something that I could never experience. And as Cassandra said, why don't I want to get big feet and be pregnant? No, I don't. Uh, shout out,
The
shout
nerve.
out. I don't want all that stuff. Shout out to the anatomy of a woman. But, uh,
Donnie.
but
Donnie.
um, I do think that is when you can, it could be selfish. But I also, and I say this too, there are a lot of trash mothers out here uh, that probably shouldn't be that probably shouldn't
It's
have.
lose for lose. You have the kids in trash. You don't have the kids in trash.
If you're
Okay.
gonna be a trash mother,
All
let's
right.
don't have the kid. Josh is saying women who don't want to have kids sell those healthy eggs. 20 to 50K.
They do
Shout
sell
out.
20 to 50K. That's why. Why do you think they turned over Roe versus Wade? Because the white girls, the white liberals, were selling their eggs left and right because they knew that they didn't want to be mothers.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, that was interesting. I don't pull the Bible out when I need. I've always
I
the
don't know about that now.
Bible is always the law.
I don't know
The
about
Bible
that.
is always law, Kasana. It's always law. Um, LeBron says that he would speaks about not wanting to be alone. You have to fight, scratch, bite, whatever to keep Savannah James. I'm not a LeBron James fan, and everything. I just think that everything he says is just so phony to me. It is just not. Oh my God! But um, I
So
do,
what
I
he
do.
actually said, what he actually said was that he know for a fact that in this life he does not want to be alone, and he basically said that as a boy, a only excuse me, only child of a single mother, that when he started experiencing like people around him, he knew for a fact that he would do anything to keep it that way. So as you see, he's still friends with his childhood friends.
Mhm.
So he literally said like when he met them, he had like a feeling or an experience he had never felt before because it always had been just him and his mom struggling, right? So he was
Mhm.
like, I'd never want to lose that. And so then later he said he met Savannah. And then he was just like, wow, like this is amazing too. I don't want to lose that. So he wasn't saying it in the preference of like I'll do anything to keep my wife. He was saying it in on the keys of that, exactly like you said, like we're not born to be alone. So he was basically saying that he will do whatever he needs to do to keep the people that he love around him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, just family, friends, not just necessarily wife.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
I
Uh.
agree. I think this is great. Like I don't think again, I don't think anybody sets out to be alone, right? Like I don't think anybody gets up or whatever. I don't think you're 14 and you decide like, you know what? When I turn 85, I want to be sitting on the rocking chair outside on the porch by myself. Nobody decides, nobody wants that. I mean, life deals you that hand sometimes, and it kind of is what it is. But I think what LeBron is saying is true. I think everybody has somebody in their lives or people in their lives that they will do anything to make sure that they stay in their lives.
You know, I agree with this.
Yeah,
Uh, I don't see anything wrong with it, Peaches. Um, you know, but I do feel like if you have to fight, crawl, scratch, bite, whatever, to keep a significant other, a family member, a friend, then it might not be worth keeping. You know, I am,
depending on what it is,
I am a big, uh, I don't think that love is hard.
it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't think it right. I don't think it should be hard. I think that it should be easy. I think that if you communicate and if you have to sacrifice, it should not be hard. And I don't know. I kind of feel like I try to make it easy for my family and friends to love and like me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that that is why I have long term, relationships and friendships, you
Mm-hmm.
know, friendships with family. Everybody in your family ain't in the circle,
Very true. Very, very
but
true.
um, and I sacrifice, and I also think that I have some family and friends who sacrifice as well. So I don't feel like I should have to fight for your love uh, or for your respect
Mm-hmm.
uh, and your loyalty. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that's also a great point. Love is a hard, relationships are. I totally get that. But I do think that there are certain things that you have to decide that you want more, right? Like, I do think that there comes a point in time where sometimes you do have to fight or you have to, certain things might become difficult in order to keep a person, in your life. So I'm not saying that I'm above it. I'm not saying that I can't see myself doing it. I think that if the person is worth it, then it definitely can become something that I'm willing to fight for. But if the person does have to be worth it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm saying what he's saying somewhat, Peaches.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I'm just saying, if if I have to, if it's hard, Kim and I were just talking about a friend of mine today
Mm-hmm.
who has some things going on. And you know, at the end of the day, that friend makes choices, that are not best are not in the best interest of the friend. And sometimes you can take on, the burdens of others,
Yeah.
really unnecessarily, and like at this age of 40, I'm not doing that, you know. You
I
know,
still think it depends on who it is.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah. Sean is saying it's not hard. You have boundaries over time. You see who respects it. Ain't no fight. Get on if we're not compatible on every relationship level. And
Yeah. I'm not
I
mad at that either.
yeah, that's where I am now at 40. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that Peaches, you are there now. You have been there for a long time, so yeah.
She said like he's fighting for his family. He should be applauded for that, and I agree. Like I said,
Yeah.
I don't think anything he said was wrong. Like, and also too, you have to understand where he's coming from. He is a only child, single mother. Like
Mhm.
I grew up with siblings. You grew up with siblings. You know what I mean? I don't know. Of course, I lost my sister. 2 years at the end of the month, but I'm just saying, like Juanita was my first best friend, right? Like I didn't have to go out and get friends or anything like that because we were literally 18 months apart. So we did everything together, right? So like I don't know what it feels like not to have anyone. I'm not an only child. So
Mhm.
like if coming from an only child and him experiencing like love, for different individuals rather than his mom when he is, a teenage boy and then he meets the love of his life as well. Like, yeah, I think that is something that somebody might fight for when it took you so long to gain it, rather than like we have the perspective that we've always had, love around. Like it's always been siblings around us. So, you didn't have to go out in the street and, make somebody love you. You had that at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shout out to LeBron James off the court. As Kassan is saying, uh, you know, he's been scandal free.
Yeah.
White,
Mm-hmm.
and he's kept his family and friends close to him. And maybe behind scenes, it has been a fight
Yeah.
because as we talked earlier in the show, he got all this money about Allen Iverson. He
Right.
taking care of people, and when it's time to cut them off, and it's like, okay, well, what you doing for yourself? I'm giving you
Hmm.
money. So I definitely understand it, but I am definitely even though I have wife and children, I'm definitely choosing peace in marriage. I'm choosing peace with children, family, and friends. I just saw Peaches a couple of weeks ago up at DeKalb homecoming. It's
Hmm.
all love. We gonna poke a little fun at each other, beat each other up a little bit, but it's all in love and fun, and still the respect still there. I'm in a group chat with
Hmm.
people and some of her Lock Nation team members, and Peaches is the only female in the group, and it's just like that damn female lioness that's just taking on everybody, And but we got together. It was all love, and it was peaceful. That's how it should be. It definitely just love is not hard to me. It just and both people have to understand that. Yeah.
Okay.
Kim, it has been a fun 2 hours.
Oh man,
Yes,
great
we
time.
got a long day at work. I want to say a special shout out to the people for joining
Yes.
live on Instagram, Facebook, and I forgot to check YouTube. what? Uh,
Oh man, I forgot. Yeah, and thank y'all so much for watching us on YouTube. Our last show a lot of views, so we appreciate it.
yeah,
All platforms.
yes, follow us, like us, subscribe, and share all social media platforms, all podcast platforms. Thank you all for being guests. And hey, we here for you, Kasana. We got hundreds of downloads that you can go back and revisit. And you can even listen to your show that you've been on the
Yes.
Unapologetic podcast. Revisit those to get you through your shift. Kim, safe travels back to Carbondale, Illinois. I'm thinking about going down for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
I'm
really?
thinking about
We're in the
going
midst of trying to
down.
figure out what we're gonna do for Thanksgiving right now.
Yeah, I'm the Bears play that Friday, so if I can get out that Friday morning, I might be able to get down to the
They play
600.
where?
They are in Philadelphia, so I just want to be
Oh,
able to see it. I'm not going to Philly.
oh.
Uh,
Well,
yeah.
shout out to y'all win on Monday.
Bears win. Bears win. Three in a row.
Yeah.
Let's keep this going. We play the Saints this week. And that should be a win. And then we go to Baltimore to play the
Smart.
what's his name? Jackson. Lamar Jackson and
Yeah.
the people. And
Hmm.
make sure you contact Auntie Valerie too.
Yes.
Unapologetic podcast on all podcast social media platforms. Thank you all for your love and your support. And make sure we love on each other and make love easy. And rest in peace to D'Angelo
Oh.
uh, as well. We out.